Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited. The Professional Helicopter Pilots Association supports FAA report on LA noise. A New Jersey airport noise lawsuit is dismissed. FAA proposes elimination of VOR and NDB instrument approaches. I'm Bree Cross. It is May 28, 2015, and this is Airborne Unlimited. Last week, the FAA released a document stating that significant progress has been made on 6 action items stemming from a May 30, 2013 study done by the FAA on noise matters in Los Angeles County. The Professional Helicopter Pilots Association, known as the PHPA, released a statement saying that despite published statements to the contrary from some of the stakeholder groups who maintain no significant progress has been made, the PHPA stands firmly behind the FAA and agrees this multi-party collaborative group of industry and homeowners representatives have made significant progress. The PHPA says they have reached out to helicopter operators, both public and private, and have drafted several versions of voluntary agreements, which have been signed by the upper management of those operators. These voluntary agreements represent the helicopter industry's commitment to mitigating noise, while at the same time keeping helicopter traffic safely away from fixed-wing traffic in the Los Angeles area and operating with maximum safety to all parties. In another story regarding aircraft noise concerns, a lawsuit against the management of Trenton-Mercer Airport has been dismissed by the U.S. District Court in Trenton. The lawsuit was filed by Bucks residents of Responsible Airport Management. They use the acronym of BRAM and sought to compel the FAA to conduct an environmental study of the airport's operations that would also include a noise mitigation study. But the judge said in a one-page decision that the court did not have jurisdiction to hear the case. The airport is located just across the Delaware River from Bucks County, Pennsylvania. BRAM said they are examining what steps to take next. After the break, VOR and NDB approaches are on the way out.
The KSN 770 is an affordable, WAS-enabled integrated MFD with a flexible hybrid user interface from Bendix King. Get your fingers on the 770's perfect blend of touchscreen and hard buttons. Easily control your GPS navigation, NavCom, weather, traffic, and terrain in any condition. For more information, go to bendixking.com.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
AML's patent-pending wireless induction charging system eliminates confusion over those charging cables, cuts down cockpit cable clutter, and allows you and your passengers to fly cordless and eliminate the cable nightmare. www.aviationmodificationleaders.com.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, our website, or podcast, just email to news-spy@aero-news.net. The FAA has proposed the elimination of 736 VOR and NDB approaches nationwide as it transitions to the NextGen air traffic control system. An NPRM posted in April identifies the procedures have been identified for cancellation. The FAA says that canceling certain ground-based instrument approach procedures is one integral part of right-sizing the quantity and type of procedures in the national airspace system. As new technology facilitates the introduction of area navigation instrument approach procedures, the numbers of procedures available in the national airspace system has nearly doubled over the past decade. The complexity and cost to the FAA of maintaining the existing ground-based navigational infrastructure while expanding the new capabilities is, according to the FAA, not sustainable. It's Thursday, which means that it is time for an Aero Community Update highlighting news and information about the incredible people and organizations that populate the Airborne Partnership Initiative behind Airborne Unlimited. This week we are introducing a partner known as the International Council of Airshows, or simply ICAS. It is an organization that may not jump to the forefront of your thinking when it comes to aviation, but if you have attended an airshow, there is a good possibility that you have been in the middle of ICAS and you just didn't know it. The early days of air shows were commonly referred to as barnstorming. Pilots would simply show up as individuals, put on an aerial demonstration, and commonly sell airplane rides. It may sound romantic, but it really was not a very good business. ICAS was founded in 1968 as a trade and professional association by industry professionals to protect and promote their interest in the growing North American airshow marketplace. As an organization of airshow performers and promoters, ICAS works collectively to keep the industry safe and to provide business standards. The airshows we enjoy are there because the organization, cooperation, and safety fostered by ICAS. When the excitement of an airshow brings someone into aviation, we can thank ICAS for presenting aviation with its best foot forward. After these messages, a judge says the union is not allowed to threaten bodily harm.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Now certified, Aspen Avionics single-band ADS-B ATX-100 and ATX-100G transceivers are the next-gen ADS-B solution that provides the features pilots need while keeping flyaway costs low. Check it out now at aspenavionics.com.
Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. A federal labor judge has issued a desist order to members of the International Association of Machinist and Aerospace Workers, District 70, Local 839. They are not allowed to threaten bodily harm to someone who filed grievances against the union. Boeing recently completed maintenance on a U.S. Air Force E-4B Advanced Airborne Command Post earlier than planned. This benefits the men and women who serve on them as well as the citizens they protect, according to the Air Force. United Airlines took delivery of its latest 737-900ER airplane last week. As a statement about the role of women with the airline, United assigned an all-female flight deck and cabin crew for the ferry flight from Seattle to Chicago. Malaysia's national airline has been placed in receivership. This results in the loss of as many as 8,000 jobs as the carrier completes its restructuring program. While the restructuring is taking place, the airline will continue normal flight schedules. Luke Air Force Base's 56th Fighter Wing conducted a change of mission ceremony last week, formally including the F-35 Lightning II as part of the Wing's new mission statement. Their mission is to, quote, train the world's greatest F-35 and F-16 fighter pilots, end quote. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. John Mosley, a Tuskegee Airman who rose to the rank of Lieutenant Colonel in the U.S. Air Force, passed away last week at the age of 93. As an ROTC cadet, it is reported he had been told he had a heart murmur, which he thought was false. Mosley reportedly paid for his own flight physical and started flight training on his own. When he was drafted into the Army, he was initially sent to a segregated artillery unit at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. After protesting that assignment to Congress, he was eventually assigned to the Tuskegee Airmen, but only after more pressure was brought by a local black-owned newspaper and the White House. Mosley continued in the Air Force after World War II, flying bombing missions over North Vietnam and serving as an operations officer in Thailand. He retired from the Air Force in 1970. Well, that's our program for today. Remember to get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday, with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. Please join us and a growing roster of over 100 outstanding industry associations and organizations every weekday for the best in aviation and aerospace news from the staff of the Aero-News Network, the aviation world's most comprehensive news and information resource.